What is Sadhguru planning that is going to have a big impact on India? Let's find out together. Let's get into it.
Last 4 years I've been striving to put all the spiritual leaders on one platform. We're calling it as Guru Sangamam, putting all the gurus together. 123 gurus, prominent ones. I've been trying to educate them. What is the agenda? What shall we do? Shall we take Padayatra? Shall we fast? Shall we eat? This is the question, because each one of them will tend to take or jump to some party or the other. I'm trying to keep them away from any party. Why I'm speaking like this is, people have put these capsules, okay, this is BJP, this is Congress. Last 4 years I've been striving to put all the spiritual leaders on one platform. This is called the Confederation of…
It's even tougher than NGO leaders, I thought, getting them together and
Confederation of Spiritual… Indigenous Spiritual Movements. We're calling it as Guru Sangamam, putting all the gurus together. I don't want to talk to you about my experience, okay? But we have managed for the first time this year, in the month of April, 123 gurus, prominent ones, we all met. The last 4 years, I've been trying to educate them. We can simply meet without an agenda. There is no need. What is the agenda? What shall we do? Shall we take Padayatra? Shall we fast? Shall we eat? This is the question. I said, no, we will just be together, maybe share a lunch, just be together. Just because each one of you, each one of us have millions of people. Just coming together is a major event. Let's come together, the power of being together, you're not understanding. So we are doing that, but that is still a long way to become a force by itself, as a guiding force, because each one of them will tend to take or jump to some party or the other. I'm trying to keep them away from any party. Let it just be a few things that needs to happen in the nation rather than pitching this party or that party, because once again the same thing will happen. But for you, a man of your integrity, you must jump into a party which you think is of a lesser evil. But evil. Whichever is a lesser evil, you must jump into that, because this young man, he feels proud, I have voted for Lok Satta. But his pride is just empty pride which will go waste, which will not build a nation. Your integrity, your ethic, your moral, your intentions, your intellect, wanting to do something, all this will go waste unless you have the legs and the hands to do it. It should not go waste. It should not go waste, because I want you to understand this. In Indian minds, especially in the Indian mind and very much in the American mind, people have put these capsules, okay, this is BJP, this is Congress, this is political, this is non-political, this is administration. There is no such thing in a democracy. Democracy is a continuous metamorphosis. The man who is a nobody, tomorrow morning he can be sitting in the parliament. This is the possibility and this is the beauty of democracy. You will destroy the beauty of that by getting identified with something or the other, and you will destroy the power of that by getting identified. So, if you have integrity, if you have capability, if you have competence which can make a difference for the people of this country, it's most important you get into a place where you will be most effective. Not just enjoy this satisfaction, I voted for integrity. No, you voted for integrity but against India. You vote for India. You don't vote for integrity, you don't vote for world values, you don't vote for morality, you vote for India. What's good for this country, that is what you vote for.
Sadhguru, I agree with the broader point that all of us are political. politics is not a dirty thing. And I'm glad that you're making that point as a spiritual leader. Unless we recognize that we're all in politics, you like it or not, in some form or the other, doesn't mean that you contest, doesn't mean that you're a member of a political party, doesn't mean that you aspire for power, but you actually aspire change.
You must aspire for power. Because if you don't aspire for power, I understand that you have no intention of doing anything for this country.
Oh, that I agree. That's even more music to my ears. But I'm now trying to push them up to your point.
Why I'm speaking like this is, in Indian minds, particularly middle-class minds, people who can read newspapers and watch televisions, in these people's minds, business is a bad word, power is a bad word. No, these are not bad words. These have gotten into bad hands, that is the problem. These are good things.
Is the power in bad hands in India? Let me know. An interesting point he's making. You guys know that I think I'm being very vocal about this, that I don't like politics, etc. But I see where he is coming from on this one. I think the bottom line, if we believe in the universe, let's say we believe in a creation across the world, you can give it different names. And I say many times, everything is God, right? Everything is God, the good and the bad. And I think this is where people fall short of understanding, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, okay, what God is. But I believe it's everything, and everything means good and the bad. You know, it's the matter and antimatter, and at least in this particular world, in this particular universe, that's the setup, and that's kind of what we work with. Like, no one is fully, and this is the thing where I struggle when people judge, because you know, there is this sentence in, let's say, in the Bible, that the one Jesus says, the first one of you that's without the sin, let's throw the stone, something like, paraphrasing this way, I'm back translating from Slovak. And the thing is, none of us is just good, or none of us is just bad. Maybe they're just like all I don't know, gurus that achieve some sort of enlightenment in India, but on like a general level, I believe this journey is the evolutionary journey. And we have to take the good with the bad, because they're just the opposite polarities, like good and bad, sweet and sour, etc. War and peace. It's just the same frequency, different, the opposite polarities, or I don't know. I guess you know what I'm trying to say here. And this is where I feel like people should really stop judging and passing judgments in general. Like, I guess we will not have YouTube then, because everyone just feels so entitled to chastise and be rude and all that kind of stuff, and pass crazy opinions. But the thing is, like, you know, when I'm expressing stuff, I'm not like, obviously we do judge, but there are different levels of judgment. You have to make judgment. I've said that many times before. You know, you have to cross the road to be safe. It's a different type of judgment when you're evaluating, let's say, character of a person. Like, what gives you the you know, the power to do that? You know, like, if you are not pure enlightenment, like, what gives you the power? And I don't understand that, how that is not syncing with people in general. But he talks a lot about like supporting India and like doing what's best for India. I feel like every country should be doing what's best for their country. Aspiring for power, I guess, to me, and tell me if you from your perspective see it differently. To me, he's basically saying, well, the power can also be good and bad, right? Like, but if, let's say, quote unquote, bad people aspire for power, things look a certain way. With good people aspire for power, things may look different way. So it's just nothing in this universe, so the reality that we live in, has a particular good and bad value. It just is. Everything just is. It's just the creation. And the value is always the value that we assign. So if we say someone is bad because they are killing people, but because they have a different value system, and let's say they've been brought up and programmed to believe that killing is good, that it will lead you to some sort of enlightenment, they will have a morality of killing is good, right? And this is why everything just is, and this is why it's just very difficult to judge in general. And I do believe that we should be very, very careful when we're passing our judgment. We can pass observations, but when it comes to judging people, I think it's a tricky one. And yes, I guess, I mean, if politics is driven by, so there is this guy, Russell Brand, I don't know if you know him. He's been very famous. He married Katy Perry, and he has a very popular channel. I think every one of you who is actually particularly interested in politics, you would love that. Then I think you will really understand what a lot of people in the West actually really think about what's going on. Because some of you really think that we're all idiots here and we don't really know what's going on. So I recommend to check out his channel. And I think he has two. He's one more like on the world affairs, another more on like transcendental meditation and stuff like that. So he does transcendental meditation. So he was very popular. All the drug things and everything that really happens with Hollywood happened to him. And then I think he went through his enlightenment phase, and he's having different channels, but he's also like trying to combine spirituality with politics. And I can see where this is coming from, because if spirituality is governs certain types of principles, then if you believe that these principles are right, and if you implement them in principles of running a country or being political, that can have a positive impact on humanity. So from that point of view, I see the interconnectedness. Although I still do believe that spiritual people really try to avoid politics as much. And this is the reason why, if you understand the frequency, or at least that's what I'm hoping I do, right? I might be completely wrong, but that's just, I talked a lot about reality transurfing before. And if you understand, like there are these kind of energy, let's call them, I think they call them pendulums in the book, but you're giving power to these structures to govern you without even realizing that. This is why I think being a political, in a sense, is good, because you're taking away power and focus from things that you don't want to create. Now, it's also fair to say you want to give power to things that you want to create, but I feel like in general, and I've been thinking about this video for centuries now, it's just I don't have time to get to it, because everything really does come down to an individual level. I don't think people really get it, but everything really stems from your personal values and strength of character. So if you want to focus on something that you feel is going to make a difference, obviously it's a good and important focus for you. And the thing is, like, the world is so diverse, right? Like everything is just, we live in this very exciting and interesting and kind of mysterious ecosystem of things, and how everything is interconnected. We don't live in isolation. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that we should be really, really, really careful where we put a focus on. And because wherever you put your focus on, and energy grows. So for example, you guys really do not like the West, and because you've experienced certain things and how the media talks about you, and you still keep on fueling the narrative. And guess what's going to happen when you keep on like watching these videos and discussing these things, you're going to be creating more of that. That's just like basic energetical rules. So this is why I really encourage you to stop and think about what you believe in, where you focus your energy, because you're giving it more power. And you should be focusing on things that are perhaps building India or building yourself as a decent human being that can contribute to society in a positive way. And it's a long journey, it's a long evolution journey. So I just wanted to invite you to really deeply think about it, because the way the thoughts are formed and everything that has been now even scientifically proven is like when you have this concept of manifestation, is like literally you are able to, when you think about stuff, you're somehow able to, the molecules start forming and forming and forming, and you know, until the point where you actually are able to manifest it in reality. So imagine you're that powerful on a personal level, and then imagine what a country is capable of doing when you have molecules of everyone else thinking in a certain way doing. So imagine like you're like the West doesn't like us. You have billions of people thinking that. Then you create like this energy vortex that is focused on that, and it's creating more of that. And I believe that you guys don't want to focus on that actually in reality. I believe you want to focus on progress of your own country. And if you just like dispel that consciousness, you could do perhaps way more as a nation for your own country than being focused on things that actually do not matter. You're already basically a superpower, you know? So why focus on these? I've never understood it, to be honest with you guys. Why you have, I mean, I understand it from what you guys told me about that, but I don't understand why would I be feeding a narrative of something I do not want. That is just beyond my comprehension. But that is for you guys to consider. And so when like Sadhguru is gathering people to all the gurus that are able to attain a level of enlightenment, that also changes frequency. I think, you know, being in the same room of people that are able to vibrate at a very high frequency, that can help. I know about like people that are really deeply into spirituality, that go to places and like I know there's like a group of, let's say, Slavic people that are, you know, going around and cleaning places, let's say in Slovakia, or like from a collective consciousness level, cleaning things that I did not know. Who knows if it's true, but apparently Slovakia was cursed by the first Christian missionaries, etc. You know, and they're like doing a work on breaking those curses in the background. You know, you take it as and leave it as you will. Obviously, I can only take it as at a face value. But what I'm trying to demonstrate it is that when you have elevated group of people that Sadhguru is putting together, there are interesting things that can happen on vibrational level, so on the molecular level, and then you're able to do a lot for humanity from that point of view, because then you dispel those kind of vortexes and maybe the consciousness can move forward faster. But it's a very interesting subject. I wonder what you guys are feeling about this one. Please do let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you so much for sticking through this video with me. If you did enjoy, please give thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you next one. Until then, please, as always, do take care. And I'm sending lots and lots of love. Bye-bye.